going to make a video and, well, of course, Lister had to interfere. We are in Quartzsite, Arizona. Yes, the Mecca of van lifers. I've been here since the beginning of December, and I just fell in love with the place. I mean, yes, it's the home of, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous happening here. Schoolie Palooza's happening in Parker, about half an hour up the road. But mostly, I'm just here because I fell in love with the place. I mean, I'm recording this in the beginning of January. As you can see, I'm sitting here in a t-shirt and the sun, and I'm nice and comfortable. While New England, where I used to live, has single-digit temperatures. So, sorry, not sorry. I've fallen in with a great bunch of people here in this camp. I am in the La Posa South LTVA. It's the long-term visitor area. It's one of the few BLM facilities where you're actually allowed to stay more than 2 weeks. Yes, it costs a little money, but at $180 for 6-7 months, something like that, it's dirt cheap. Seeing a single other camper van on the road has been a really, really big deal and exciting. And here, I'm surrounded by them. I mean, there's one. There's some schoolies back there. I don't know if you can see. They're just everywhere. It's like I have quite literally found my people. It's amazing. Once again, I have found it immensely helpful to have a motorcycle with me. I can leave the van parked right here, leave my home where it is, hop on the bike to go into town and run some errands. So that's pretty cool too. In fact, yeah, let's hop on the bike and give you a little tour. Yeah, there's a paved highway that goes into town, but this way's a lot more fun. Alright, let's get on with our riding tour of Quartzsite. So we've just turned onto Coon Street. This is one of the 2 main drags through town. This is where a lot of people get their firewood. You cannot burn wood that you find on the BLM land. That's not legal, so you gotta buy it here. Off to the right, we've got the Horny Toad Saloon. They've got a good beer selection, and they got a really good burger, which is nice. Now we're heading west on Coon Street, crossing Route 95, and we get to the tent area. There are tons and tons of vendors in these tents and buildings off to either side. Traffic is terrible, so being on a bike is a bit of an advantage. You can still get through if you got a van, it's just a bit tricky. You can find just about anything you can imagine here. There's bicycles, tools. I got some carpet tiles that I use for the floor of my van. More tools. You can find flags and flag poles. Down and back on the left, there's a tent that I call the used food store. It's a food liquidator that has stuff that is close to or maybe a little bit past its due date, but the prices are excellent. You can get 3 packs of M&Ms for $1 and all kinds of stuff like that. They have other food that isn't junk if that's your preference as well. Also up here on the left, that sign you see and that building right there is a really, really good gaming store. Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. If you're into gaming, you can find anything you want there. You can even find a gaming group to hook up with if you want. Down here on the left, where he's going, is where you pull in for the RV show. We're going to skip right past that. And we'll end up paralleling Interstate 10 here. I-10 cuts straight through the center of Quartzsite. It's a little bit annoying. There are 2 bridges to get over I-10, but they pretty much split the town in half. So we're still on Coon Street. We're just heading west and right along I-10 here. As you get down toward the end, there's a Love's on the left, and the bridge to cross I-10 is to the right. This is pretty much the big truck stop area. You get a lot of people passing through on the highway, just doing a quick splash and dash here, or getting some food or whatever. But we're going to continue across I-10 to Main Street and then show you what's going on there. And again, you've got more gas stations, some fast food restaurants, truck stops, things like that. You got people who don't know how to drive, but that's the case pretty much everywhere, I guess. Here's your McDonald's and a Pilot. And of course, the Quartzsite Yacht Club in the middle of the desert. If you've seen the movie Nomadland, this will be familiar to you. We're going to take a quick detour off of Main Street into the High Jolly Cemetery. His real name was Haji Ali, but Americans can't pronounce foreign names, so there we go. In the 1800s, the U.S. Army experimented using camels in the Southwest desert, and High Jolly was one of their guides, and this is his tomb in Quartzsite. Back on the main drag, we've got a Dollar General, because everywhere does. On the right, there's Silly Al's Pizza, a rather good pizza joint by any standard. Oh, by the way, if you see a school bus in Quartzsite, there's a pretty good chance it's not actually a school bus anymore. So here we're crossing 95 again. I'm trying to do a little maneuvering so we can see anything at all around this schoolie. If you turn right here, you'll get to the QIA, the Quartzsite Improvement Association. A lot of events go on there. And then on the left, we've got Roadrunner Market, one of the grocery stores in town, the one with the best beer selection, in my opinion. Soon after that is Coyote Fresh Foods. Yes, we have the Coyote and Roadrunner in Quartzsite. It cracks me up. Patty's RV Park on the right will refill your propane. Discount Solar on the left is where a lot of people get their solar installed. We've even got a bookstore, Reader's Oasis, here on the left, where we're turning around to go see a couple other things. Here's the Quartzsite Police Department. I had an interesting encounter with them the other day, but that's a story for another video. You can read all about it at SmokeyTheVan.com. And finally, a couple of F4 Phantoms, as you do. This is the Quartzsite Town Park, which is where the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous will be held. In fact, see that grass in the distance? That's the baseball field where the RTR will actually be. Speaking of the RTR, not only will I be attending the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, I am also presenting a class on how to stay connected online while you're on the road. Things like finding Wi-Fi, how to use your phone as a hotspot, how to use a standalone hotspot. Adventuring with Amanda and I will be presenting this class on Tuesday, the 18th at 2 p.m. on stage at the Quartzsite Town Park. So feel free to come see us and tell us you saw us on YouTube. Another thing to check out at the RTR will be Bob Wells' van on display. And I helped get that van here from Nevada specifically to be on display at the RTR. Yes, I've not only seen Bob Wells' van, I've got a couple hours behind the wheel. Here's how that went. This is not my van. This is Bob Wells' van. I'm driving freaking Bob Wells' van. Wow. You're probably asking yourself, how did an internet nobody like me end up driving Bob Wells' van? Well, first of all, I did not win it in the Homes on Wheels Alliance raffle, but I am working with them to help transport it from its undisclosed storage location to Quartzsite, Arizona for the RTR. Call it a matter of speaking up and being in the right place at the right time to make this happen. But wow, so that's how I'm here driving a literal internet celebrity right now. This van and its owner got so many people not only interested in van life, but exposed to it for the first time, myself included. It was Bob Wells' videos that I first stumbled across that told me about this way of life. Really quite a privilege to be able to just spend a couple hours behind the wheel before it goes to its new owner after the raffle. So pretty crazy. Interesting stuff. So once again, come see me at the RTR. I will be in and out throughout the week. I'll be giving my class on getting online from the road on Tuesday at 2 p.m. along with Adventuring with Amanda.